Patricia Holloway was sitting at her kitchen table in Saskatchewan on the morning of July 29th last year when she checked her bank account on her tablet. She had done this same thing every last Tuesday of the month for 6 years. The deposit was always there. Same amount, same day. She planned her entire month around it. The rent on the 1st, the prescriptions on the 3rd, the grocery run on the 5th. That morning the deposit was there, but the amount was different. Not larger, smaller. $112 less than the month before. Patricia stared at the screen. She refreshed it twice. She called her daughter. Her daughter said it was probably a bank error and to call Service Canada on Monday. Patricia waited the weekend. It was not a bank error, it was a GIS recalculation, an automatic annual reassessment that Service Canada runs every July based on the income reported on your most recent tax return. Patricia's income had changed slightly the year before. A small RRSP withdrawal she had made to cover an unexpected furnace repair. That withdrawal counted as income. That income reduced her GIS entitlement, and that reduction showed up in her July deposit without a single advance warning from Service Canada. Patricia is 69 years old. She spent 26 years as a retired grocery manager in Saskatchewan. She did everything right. She filed her taxes on time every year. She never missed a payment. She never withdrew from her RRSP carelessly. She made one withdrawal for one furnace in one winter, and it cost her $112 every single month for the next 12 months. Nobody warned Patricia. Not Service Canada, not the CRA, not her bank, and Patricia is not alone. Before I show you exactly what happened to Patricia and what you need to check in your account before July 29th, one thing, changes like this happen every July and Service Canada does not call you personally to explain them before they affect your deposit. Subscribe and hit the bell right now. Now let me show you what Patricia did not know. Tell me in the comments right now, did you know that your CPP, OAS, and GIS deposits are all changing on July 29th, 2026? And that some of those changes could mean less money in your account, not more? Yes or no, drop your province below, because what this community shares shapes exactly what we cover next. Here is exactly what is changing on July 29th, 2026, and why every Canadian senior receiving CPP, OAS, or GIS needs to check their account before that date. July 29th is the next official payment date for CPP, OAS, and GIS deposits in Canada, confirmed on the federal government's official benefits payment calendar on canada.ca. That deposit is significant for 3 separate reasons, and each one affects a different group of seniors differently. The first change is the OAS quarterly increase. The Government of Canada confirmed that old age security benefits will increase by 1.2% for the July to September 2026 quarter. That is the largest quarterly adjustment of 2026 so far, larger than the 0.3% increase that applied from January through March. The 1.2% adjustment pushes maximum monthly OAS payments past $751 for seniors aged 65 to 74 and past $827 for seniors aged 75 and older. Combined with GIS at maximum levels, low-income seniors could see their combined July 29th deposit climb above $1,875 per month depending on their marital status and income. That is good news. But here's what most seniors do not understand about OAS quarterly increases. The increase is applied automatically, but only if your account is current, your direct deposit information is correct, and your eligibility status has not been flagged for review. If any of those 3 things are not in order, the increase does not arrive automatically. The deposit arrives, but at the old rate, and most seniors assume the amount that arrives is the correct amount. Most seniors never check. Service Canada published the July 2026 OAS rate increase in the official OAS payment amounts page on canada.ca. But they did not send Patricia a letter saying her July deposit would be different. They never do. The second change on July 29th is the annual GIS recalculation. This is the change that caught Patricia off guard, and it catches thousands of Canadian seniors off guard every single July. Every year, Service Canada reassesses every GIS recipient's entitlement based on the income they reported to the CRA on their most recent tax return. For the July 2026 to June 2027 payment year, that recalculation uses the income reported on your 2025 tax return filed by April 30th, 2026. Here's what that means in plain language. If your income in 2025 was lower than your income in 2024, because you retired, stopped taking RRSP withdrawals, or had less investment income, your GIS payment in July could go up. If your income in 2025 was higher than your income in 2024 because you took an RRSP withdrawal, sold a property, received a pension lump sum, or had any one-time income event, your GIS payment in July could go down or disappear entirely if your income exceeded the GIS threshold. Seniors whose income dropped between 2024 and 2025 may see larger GIS payments beginning with the July 29th deposit. Seniors whose income rose may see reduced GIS payments or a complete loss of the supplement, depending on the size of the change. The maximum GIS for a single senior with no income other than OAS is $1,105 per month in 2026. The maximum for a couple where both receive OAS is over $1,800 combined. A reduction of even 15% in GIS entitlement due to an income change represents over $165 less per month, nearly $2,000 less per year, that most seniors never see coming until the July deposit arrives smaller than expected. This is exactly what happened to Patricia. Her 2024 RRSP withdrawal, $12,000 for a furnace repair, appeared as income on her tax return. That income reduced her GIS entitlement for the following 12 months, $112 less per month, $1,344 less over the year for one furnace. Canadians who work with financial planners or retirement income specialists receive a review every spring that models exactly how any planned RRSP withdrawals or income events will affect their GIS entitlement for the following July. Most Canadian seniors on GIS make financial decisions without any awareness of the GIS impact until the July deposit arrives smaller than expected. Now you know before that happens. Now here is the part most coverage completely misses, and this one involves the CRA, not Service Canada. The GIS recalculation on July 29th uses your income as filed with the CRA, but there is a mechanism most seniors have never heard of that allows you to bypass the prior year's tax return entirely if your income has dropped significantly in the current year. It is called Form YSP-3041, the Statement of Estimated Income. If your income in 2026 is substantially lower than what you reported on your 2025 tax return because you stopped working, stopped drawing RRSP income, or had a significant life change like a spouse's death or a pension reduction, you can file Form YSP-3041 with Service Canada right now before July 29th. Service Canada will use your estimated 2026 income instead of your 2025 filed income to calculate your GIS entitlement for the July cycle. In real numbers, a senior whose 2025 income was $30,000 due to a one-time event, but whose 2026 income will be only $18,000 could be receiving reduced or zero GIS based on last year's return. Filing ISP-3041 with an estimated 2026 income of $18,000 could restore full or partial GIS entitlement beginning with the July 29th deposit, potentially adding several $100 back to that payment immediately. Patricia had no idea Form ISP-3041 existed. She did not know she could have estimated her 2025 income after the furnace withdrawal and partially protected her GIS. Most seniors never find out about this form until someone explains it to them directly, and by the time they find out, several months of reduced GIS payments have already passed. Did you know that you can file a form with Service Canada right now, before July 29th, that uses your estimated current year income instead of last year's return to calculate your GIS? Drop your answer below right now. I want to know how many people watching this had no idea this form existed. Patricia eventually figured out what happened. She called Service Canada 3 weeks after the July deposit arrived smaller than expected. A representative explained the GIS recalculation and told her about Form ISP-3041. She filed it for the following year's cycle. It took 6 weeks to process. It cost her 5 months of reduced GIS payments she could not recover, and the anxiety of a winter spent recalculating every grocery bill and every prescription refill to make sure the money would last. If Patricia had known about the annual GIS recalculation before she made that RRSP withdrawal, and known that a single withdrawal could reduce her monthly income for 12 consecutive months, she might have spread the withdrawal differently or found another way to cover the furnace. That is the entire point of this video. 3 steps you can complete before July 29th. Step 1. Log into my Service Canada account on canada.ca and review your current CPP, OAS, and GIS payment amounts on file. Compare what is shown in your account against what arrived in your June 26 deposit. If the amounts do not match, or if you have not logged in to verify your direct deposit banking information in the past 6 months, do that today. A single outdated digit in your banking information can cause the July 29th deposit to go to the wrong account. That delay can take weeks to resolve through Service Canada. Step 2. If your income in 2026 is substantially lower than what you reported on your 2025 tax return for any reason, contact Service Canada by phone at 1-800-27-79914 and ask specifically about filing Form ISP-3041, the Statement of Estimated Income, before July 29th. Tell them your estimated 2026 income and ask them to calculate whether filing the form before the July cycle closes would increase your GIS entitlement for the July 29th deposit. That call costs nothing, the form costs nothing, and the difference in your July deposit could be significant. Step 3. Share this video today with one Canadian senior in your life who receives GIS and made any kind of RRSP withdrawal, property sale, or one-time income event in 2025. That person may be about to receive a smaller July deposit than they are expecting, and they have until July 29th to do something about it. One more thing before we close. Service Canada will never call you demanding payment to protect your July deposit. They will never text you asking you to verify your banking information by clicking a link. They will never ask for your social insurance number by email to process your GIS recalculation. If you receive any contact like that, hang up immediately and call Service Canada directly at 1-800-277-9914. Real Service Canada communications arrive by mail. They do not call with threats or urgent payment demands. What surprised you most in this video? Was it the July 29th GIS recalculation, Form ISP-3041, or the fact that one RRSP withdrawal can reduce your GIS for 12 consecutive months? Drop your answer in your province in the comments right now. I read every single one, and if this video helped you, hit the like button right now. 1 second. It is the only way this reaches the next Canadian senior who is about to open their July deposit and find a number smaller than they expected. Patricia's story is not unusual. It happens to Canadian seniors across every province every single July. The only difference between Patricia and someone who sees their July deposit and understands exactly why it changed is knowing how the recalculation works before it affects their account. You now know. Share this with someone you love who receives GIS before July 29th, before the deposit arrives, before the smaller number shows up on the screen and the weekend of worry begins. I am Henry Jaden. Take care of yourself.